Good evening, Sanya.
Good evening, ma'am.
So we were discussing about nutrition in humans, right?
Yeah,
So we have seen these all things.
yeah.
Okay, so we were studying about stomach in the last class. Then we had come to small intestine. So small intestine, it is highly coiled. Okay, and it is 7.5 meters.
Mhm.
Then so it is what you can say, it is related with what is that, receives the secretion from the liver as well as the pancreas. Okay, so beside it walls, the walls of the small intestine, that also it what they leave the they secrete the enzyme, okay, that is the juices. So the liver, which is reddish brown in color, so which is where it is situated in the upper part of the abdomen, okay, on the right side. So it is the largest gland in the body. So what it secretes, your liver, it secretes bile juice, okay, and this bile juice, it is stored in a sac, and that sac, it is called as gallbladder. Okay, it is called as gallbladder bladder.
Yeah,
The bile, it plays a very important role in digestion of fats. So as we had discussed about this, so
yeah.
whatever the good fats are there, that will be digested by the bile, okay, bile juice, and whatever the unsaturated the bad fats are there, so that will be stored in your body. Okay, so
Okay.
the pancreatic juice acts on the carbohydrate, fats, and proteins and changes them to simpler form. So this is a role in your process which is going on a small intestine. Okay, so, then what happens? The partly digested food will reach the lower part of the small intestine. Okay, where the internal juice, okay, that is in the small intestine. So intestinal juice is what it is secreted. So that will be secreted in the lower part, and it completes the digestion of all the component. Okay, of the food. So this carbohydrates, the simple carbohydrates, they get broken into simple sugars such as sucrose. Okay, means what, the complex food is broken down into the simpler food. Okay, so the
Okay.
carbohydrates, it is made up of simple sugars like glucose. Okay, so glucose molecules, when they are what you can say, glucose molecules, when they are joined, okay, they make up a carbohydrate molecule like that. So simple sugars, they join to give you a larger molecule, and that larger molecule is called as carbohydrate. Fatty acids, okay, when they come into the picture, so fatty acids all, so when the group of fatty acid is joined, they make up the fats. Then your proteins, how the proteins are made up of. So protein, the building block is amino acids. Okay, so amino acids, so when they are joined, okay, amino acid, then they make up the protein. So amino acids are the building block of protein. So next
Okay.
is absorption in the small intestine. So how the absorption in small intestine takes place. So the digested food will now pass into the blood vessels. Okay. So the digested food, whatever is there, it passes through the blood vessels in the walls of the intestine. So
Hmm.
this process is called as absorption. So once the digested food, it passes into the blood vessels. Okay.
Yeah.
Then blood vessels in the walls of the intestine. So this process, okay, from where the digested food is passed into the blood vessels, is called as absorption. The inner walls of the small intestine, they have thousands of finger-like outgrowths. Okay, so they have
Okay.
small in the inner walls of the small intestine. They have small this what, thousand of finger-like outgrowth. Okay, like a, so if this is a small intestine, so
Yeah.
inside, okay, so inside in the inner walls, they are like finger-like growths. Okay, so these are
Yeah.
present, and these finger-like outgrowths are present, and these are called as villi. Okay,
Really.
that is singular villus. Okay, so
Yeah.
the role of this villi could be in the intestine. So what is the role of this villi? That is, it increases the surface area for absorption of the digested food. Okay, so it
Okay.
increases the surface area. It increases. So here, whatever, because small intestine is very small, right? So
Yeah.
here, what happens is really it increases the surface area. So the surface area, whatever is there for absorption, okay, of the digested food, so it increases. So each villus has a network of thin and small blood vessels. So this is contributing. Okay, so this villus, it has a network of thin and small blood vessels close to its surface, so that whatever the digested food is there, it is passed through this blood vessels. Okay, through
So,
this vein.
like, will it absorb what is needed or what is not needed?
First only the whatever the digested food is there, that only is
Yeah.
passed. No.
Yeah.
Hmm. So whatever the digested food is there, so from that digested food only, means whatever is required, okay, from that
Yeah.
only it is been absorbed.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
But
see here.
like, if it's absorbed, like,
Hmm.
what kind of food is absorbed? Like, today, they had taught us about this. They
Hmm.
told something that Willy absorbs some food which is needed for our blood.
Hmm.
Right? But
That only, like for nutritions, whatever the food we are having, so they will be high in nutrition. So whatever nutrition is required by our body, that will be absorbed. Okay, so now for blood, now for heart to work, okay, it requires blood. So this blood should be pumped, right? So how the blood will be pumped? So this blood vessels, okay, they will be reactivated. How? When you supply the nutrition, right? So how you get this nutrition? So nutrition is supplied from the food we eat. Now, okay, so whatever
okay,
the food we eat, so that food, what will happen to that food? So what it will go to this tract. Okay, first it will go to the buccal cavity. So all things we have seen, then it passes to the stomach. Okay, in the stomach it will be there for around 4 to 5 hours. Okay, and then after that it will be passed to the small intestine. Now in the small intestine, so there are different juices which are secreted, so slowly it just passes to that. Okay, and later it is stored in the lower part. Right, in the lower part here you
yeah,
can see. So whatever the partly digested food is there, it reaches the lower part of the small intestine, where again the intestinal juice will complete the digestion of almost whatever the digestion is there. It is almost completed in small intestine. Okay, so
okay,
whatever the digested food is there, so that is almost it is digested here, okay, in the small intestine. Now what is happening here? So from that digested food only, whatever is
yeah,
required by the what is it, blood vessel, that is a nutrient, so that will be absorbed. So this really what it is providing, it is providing an this what, a good surface area, okay, because it is connected to a thin.
I
Okay,
think,
it has a network of thin and small blood vessels. Means what? So suppose if they are like thin, okay, so these are connected to blood vessels. Means what? Directly they will absorb to the blood vessels. Okay, so this really, as it is increasing the surface area for absorption of digested food, and thus each villi, it has a network of thin and small blood vessels close to its surface. So the surface of the villi, what it will do, it will absorb the digested food material. So whatever the digested food material is there, it is absorbed by this villi. Okay, so this absorbed substances are transported via the blood vessels to different organs of the body, where they are used to build complex substances such as proteins required by the body. So thus whatever the digested food is there, that is taken by this villus, okay, by this villi, and this it is further what it is done, it is taken through the blood vessels, and these blood vessels, what they will do, they will supply it to the different organs, okay, different organs of the body, where these different organs will do their work. Okay, they need
okay,
to, because see, this is ongoing process. Okay, no one will take their holiday. So it is an
okay.
ongoing process, it is a continuous process. Now, will the heart say that I'll rest for 1 hour, like that? No, right? So
No,
everyone is working, right? So everyone is working continuously. So this is an ongoing process, like that. So as the village, what they will do? So the villi, it absorbs the digested food materials, then it is transported. So so you, it cannot absorb and store there only, right? Because see
yeah. And
again.
actually, there's something else in Willy.
Hmm.
In the structure of Willy, we
Hmm.
have this thing called Williolus.
Hmm.
So those things are connected to the nerves.
Nerves, that only. So through this villi, because it is a thin structure, like thin hair-like structure, so this is connected to a blood vessel. So from this blood vessel, it is connected or it is passed to the different organs. Okay. Now here, uh, okay, now see here, first of all, the food is taken. The food is taken, it is chewed there. What is happening? The saliva is mixed, the tongue is rolling it, it is making into bolus, then it is swallowed. Okay, then it is passed to the esophagus. After passing to the esophagus, so no digestion is taking place in the esophagus. Only what? It is just supplying it. Okay, so there, what the esophagus is doing, just it is contracting, relaxing, and the bolus is passed to the esophagus. Then where it is reaching into your liver, sorry, in your stomach. Okay, now in the stomach, for how long it will be? It will be for around 4 to 5 hours, right? 4 to 5 hours here it will be. So now there, meanwhile, who is present there? Liver is present and pancreas is present. So these will secrete the juice, the enzymes. Okay, so which will help to in this, after passing from the food, it is from the stomach, it is passed to the small intestine. Okay, now here the small intestine, which are connected, what are connected to this? The liver is connected and your pancreas is connected. So from here, the bile juice is supplied, and whatever the food is there, it is passed through this and it is getting digested. When it passes to the lower end, okay, where almost all the food is getting digested. So this digested food is being absorbed by the villus. Okay, so slowly, this thing, the process goes on. Now here I wanted to say something. Okay. Now see, the food cannot be what it was yours here. The surface area, each villus. Okay, the surface of the villus absorb the digested food materials, and whatever the absorbed substances are there, they are transported via the blood vessels to different organs. So
Okay.
now, suppose your whatever the absorbed materials are taken by the blood vessels, if they if they relax for a while, suppose if they relax for a while and if it is stored there, now it is, this process has been already taken for after 4 and 5 hours. Till then you will be again hungry, right? Now
Yeah.
again you might be having that time, so again this is a continuous process, so it cannot be stored here for long, right? Whatever the absorbed substances are there, it cannot be stored for a long. It should be what it should be supplied to the different organs, right? It should be supplied to the different organs via the blood vessels. So this is
Yeah.
a continuous process. Okay, so whatever the proteins, so such as the proteins which is required by the body. So our body requires proteins, right? So if you just take carbohydrates, suppose if you go on eating carbohydrates, so will
Yeah.
your hunger be satisfied? No, right? You
No.
will because so all the nutrients are essential. Okay, whatever the nutrients you are taking, everything should be in proper way. Okay, now you cannot only go on eating the rice, right? You have to eat some protein also. Okay, proteins, why? Proteins will make you now whoever take proteins, okay, proteins like they take the protein through egg white, okay, from the sprouted this what do you say, from the sprouts, okay, from the sprouts you take. So
Yeah.
these are the so your hunger will be controlled there, right? So whatever the nutrients are there which is required by our body, it is provided by this. Okay, so the whatever the absorbed substances are there, so that will be transported via this blood vessels to different organs where they help us to build complex substances such as proteins which is required by the body. Okay, so this process, it is called as assimilation. Okay, it is called as assimilation. So in the
Oh,
cell, the glucose breaks down with the help of oxygen into carbon dioxide and water. So C6H12O6. So this, it is a glucose. So glucose, what it does, it breaks down with the help of oxygen into carbon dioxide plus water. Okay, so it breaks down.
okay.
It breaks down to give you carbon dioxide and H2O, and energy is released. This energy is what? This energy, it is utilized for your work. Okay, so whatever the glucose is produced by the body, so that will break down with the help of oxygen into carbon dioxide and water, and energy is released. So that energy you get back. Okay. So after having food, the energy which is released, this is the process. Now the food that remains undigested, okay, and unabsorbed will enter into the large intestine. So whatever the main
Yeah.
digestion part is there, that will everything will take place in small intestine. Whatever the unabsorbed and undigested thing is there, that will be passed to the what large intestine. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is the absorption process. So whatever the digested food is there, it should be passed through the villi. So into the so through the network of villi, there is a small blood vessels which are close to its surface. So this surface of the villi will absorb the food that is digested. Okay, and then what it will do, the absorbed substances are transported, okay, to the different organs via the blood vessels, okay, and where they will utilize to build some complex substances which is required by the body. So so in the cells, what is happening, whatever the glucose is provided, it will break down with the help of oxygen into carbon dioxide, water, and energy is released. So whatever the undigested and unabsorbed food is there, that will enter into the large intestine. So this is about the whatever the process is taken in your
Digestion.
small intestine. Okay,
Yeah.
clear?
Yeah. Knowledge. Yeah.
Next is large intestine. Okay, just a second. So large intestine. So what is large intestine? So large intestine, it is a wider and shorter than small intestine. So this is only 1.5 meter in length. So what is its function? Its function is to absorb water and some salts from the undigested food material. So whatever the undigested food material is there, so it is when it is thrown to this large intestine. So this large intestine, it is around 1.5 meters. Now what this large intestine do? Its function is only to absorb some water. Okay, so whatever the water is remaining or some salts which, okay, so that is taken or it is absorbed from the undigested food material. So large intestine, it will do this function. So whatever the remaining waste is produced, so that will be passed to the rectum and remains there as semi-solid feces. Okay, the fecal matter is removed through the anus from time to time. So this process is called as egestion. Okay, so this
Yeah.
digestion process is continuous process. So once you eat the food, okay, so whatever the buccal cavity, so all things we have seen, so mouth, buccal cavity, so that so in the buccal cavity, what all is present? Your mouth, tongue, and salivary gland. So they play a very important role. Then it is passed to the esophagus, or it is called as food pipe. Then it is passed to the stomach. Then from stomach to small intestine, from small intestine to large intestine, to the rectum, and finally to the anus. Okay,
Anus,
so
yeah.
so it starts from ingestion and it ends with egestion. Okay, so this is the digestive system in human beings. So this is a nutrition in humans. So in large intestine, nothing more takes place. Okay, it is just what it is doing. It is just absorbing whatever the undigested food is there. So from that, it absorbs water and any salts. Okay, and whatever the remaining waste is there, then it is passed to the rectum and finally through the anus. Okay, so this is called as egestion. Clear?
Yeah. Yeah. Clear.
So next is what?
Next is the digestion in grass eating animals.
Okay, yes. So next is digestion in grass-eating animals. Okay, so you might have observed that animals such as cows, okay, buffaloes and goats. Okay, what they do?
They
Whether they
eat
chew,
grass.
no, they eat grass. I told this example right once. So what cow buffaloes do? They whatever they when they are what you call them, when they are the person who take cares of them. Okay, so when they
Yeah.
take them for grazing, okay, what the cow buffaloes do, whatever the grass they get, they just hog in. Okay, just hog in and they keep it at one, what you say, uh,
Yeah.
and later whenever they are when they are free or anything, so they just then they start chewing it. Okay, so
Okay.
at that moment they just take it, and later they just chew it. Okay, so you have see, so what these animals do, they bite off their food, okay, chew it a little. So only little they chew it and they quickly swallow it. So so they what the cow buffaloes do, you you have observed that. So whenever they are grazing, they're continuously eating. So how this process is taking place? What they do, they just eat, they just bite it, chew it, and quickly swallow it. Okay, and okay, so this then later what they do, they bring the swallowed food from the stomach back into the mouth. Okay, so
Yeah.
what they do later, so later whatever the swallowed food is there from the stomach, they they take back to the mouth. Okay, and then they chew it. Okay, so whatever the swallowed food is there from the stomach back into the mouth and chew it. Okay,
Yeah.
and this process is called as rumination. So this process, which is
Yeah. Rumination.
okay, it is called as rumination.
Rumination.
Mhm. So what is the process in rumination? So cows, okay, buffaloes, what they do, they just bite the food, bite them, okay, chew a little,
Okay.
and swallow it. Okay, swallow it. Then what they do? Swallow it. Then they have what they do. They the swallowed food, whatever the swallowed food is there from the stomach back into the mouth. Okay, so whatever the swallowed food is there from the stomach, it is taken back into the mouth. Okay, and chew it. And they chew it, and this is called as, it is called, so this process is called as rumination. And
Rumination.
these animals are called as ruminants. So these animals are called as ruminants. So they have this unique property. Okay, so cow, buffaloes, goats, they have this unique property. What they do, they bite the grass. Okay, they chew a little, swallow it, and later they whatever the swallowed food is there, it is
Yeah.
taken back from the stomach into the mouth, chew it. So this is called as rumination, and the animals are called as ruminants. So ruminants mainly what they mainly eat grass and leaves. Okay, mainly they eat grass and leaves. Okay, and which is rich in cellulose. So this is rich in cellulose. So cellulose is a component which is found in plants. Okay,
Okay.
so cellulose, it is a component. So this is also a carbohydrate. Okay, it is a carbohydrate which is present in your plants. Okay, so
Yeah.
ruminants mainly eat grass and leaves that are rich in cellulose. Cellulose is a carbohydrate. So cellulose, as I said, it is a carbohydrate. So many animals, including human beings, cannot digest cellulose. So many animals,
Yeah.
so many animals, okay, they cannot digest this cellulose. Even human beings cannot digest this cellulose. So
Yeah.
however, plant eating animals, they have certain bacteria. Okay,
Yeah.
so these plant eating animal, they have certain bacteria that can digest this cellulose. So it helps them for digesting that cellulose. So we'll learn the digestion in ruminants. Now we are going to study the digestion in ruminants. Okay, so what is rumination? What is ruminants? Clear?
Yeah.
Yes. So what is the steps which is taking place in grass eating animals? Okay, first is ingestion,
Digestion.
then digestion,
Then absorption.
absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll start with ingestion. So in ruminants, the food is injected to mouth. So how the ruminants take? They take it through mouth. So the food is taken through the mouth. Most ruminants, they have no incisors. Okay, that is they don't have incisor teeth on their upper jaw.
Yeah.
On the upper jaw, they do not have the incisor teeth. Instead, they have a thick, hard skin, and that is called as
Dental pad.
dental
Pad.
PAD.
Yeah.
Okay. It is called as dental pad. Okay, they have a thick,
Yeah.
hard skin and it is called as a dental pad. So these animals, they have large molars. So what is present in their mouth? The teeth, they have a large molars. Okay, they have large molars. Okay, now grass is chewed. What they do in mouth? So the grass is chewed and broken down into smaller. Okay, they are broken down into smaller. The chewed grass, it mixes with the saliva. So whatever the chewed grass is there, it get mixes with the saliva and it is swallowed by the tongue. So it is swallowed by the tongue. The broken grass then enters into the food pipe. Okay, so what is done in mouth? So the food is taken by the mouth. Okay, whatever the grass is there, it gets chewed. So they don't have incisors. Cow buffaloes, they do not have incisors. They have large molars. Okay, so the food is chewed and broken down into smaller this, and whatever the chewed grass is there, it get mixes with what? It get mixes with saliva and it is swallowed by the tongue. Okay, the
Tongue. Yeah.
bro the broken grass then enters into the food pipe. So then what happens after the food is swallowed by the tongue? Whatever the broken grass is there, then it is passed to the food pipe. So this which leads the grass into the stomach. So what is the role of this food pipe? Just is passes the food. So from the mouth to the stomach. So the food is passed through this food pipe. Okay, so this is your
Yeah.
ingestion process. Next is digestion. So in digestion, so there are four chambers. Okay, so most ruminants, they have a special stomach. So they ruminants, as I said, okay, so they have special stomach that is from that. So how is it possible for you to eat food and later when you're free and just take back from the stomach to your mouth and chew it and send it back? No, right?
No.
So they so ruminants, they have that special stomach. Okay, so most of the ruminants, they have this special stomach with four chambers. So they have four chambers. So that is rumen, then reticulum,
Yeah. And then abamas.
uma, umasum,
Amas.
so these are the four chambers. Okay. Now, in rumen, the swallowed food first goes into the rumen. So whatever the swallowed food is there, that first enters into your rumen. So this is the largest chamber. So this is the largest chamber of the stomach. Okay. So ruminating animals, they keep eating till the rumen is full. So what the buffaloes, they do, they just eat the grass. Okay. Just chew it, put them, swallow it, and send it to the large chamber, which is the rumen. So till the rumen is full, okay, till it gets filled, they keep on eating the grass. Okay, so ruminating animals, they keep eating till this rumen is full. Then cellulose, which is present in the grass, is it breaks down into simple sugar. So whatever the cellulose is present in into the grass is broken down into simple sugars by the action of bacteria which is present in rumen. So in rumen there is a special bacteria. Okay, so there is a bacteria which is present in rumen which helps to break down the cellulose. So it breaks down the cellulose. Cellulose is broken down into simple sugars. It is broken down into simple sugars. Okay. by action of this bacteria which is present in rumen. So till your rumen gets full, okay, in the ruminating animals, till the rumen gets filled, the animal go on eating the grass. Okay, then whatever the cellulose is there, so that is broken into simple sugars, okay, by the bacteria which is present in the rumen. So the rumen, it is the largest chamber. Okay, so out of four chambers, so rumen is the first one. So from the food pipe directly it enters into the rumen. Next is your reticulum. Okay, next is reticulum. From the rumen, the partially digested food. Now, whatever the partially digested food is present, okay, from the rumen, it is enters into the reticulum. So then it enters into the reticulum. So in reticulum, what is present now? Partly digested food. So partly digested food. Okay, partly digested food is goes into the reticulum. Okay.
Yeah.
Here it is further softened. So what is happening here? It is further softened. Okay.
Oh,
Here it is further softened. The partly food is called as curd. The partly digested, whatever the partly digested food is there, it is called as curd. Okay. CUD. The reticulum, what it does, it helps in.
it helps you.
Okay. So whatever the So after the cellulose is broken down into simple sugars in the rumen, so what is about the partly digested food is there, it gets softened and this is called as curd. Now this curd is sent back into the mouth. Okay, now this curd, what is done from the reticulum, it is sent back to the mouth. So animal, then what the animal do? Then he chews the curd or ruminates. Okay, so he chews again. So whatever the curd is obtained here, whatever the partly digested food is there, which is called as curd, it is again taken back by the animal into its mouth and it is further chewed. Okay, further it is chewed. Now the action of bacteria in the rumens. Okay, so what is done? So from the mouth, okay, from the mouth, it is passed to esophagus, from esophagus to rumen. So from rumen to reticulum. So from the, what is done? For the animal, again, from the reticulum, the food is passed to the mouth. Okay. Now from, whatever the, so the action of bacteria in the rumens of cows releases large quantities of methane. So whatever the action is okay happening, means the action of bacteria in the rumen. So in the rumen there is a bacteria which is present, okay, which helps to breaking down the cellulose into the simple sugar. So when this bacteria is breaking down the cellulose into simple sugar, okay, so that time it releases large quantities of methane. It releases what? It releases large quantity of methane. Now, what is
Yeah.
methane? Methane is a powerful green gas. Okay, it is a greenhouse gas. It is
Yeah.
what? It is a greenhouse gas that contributes to increase in global warming. So you know that. So methane gas, as it is released, okay, when the cellulose is broken down into simple sugars by this bacteria, so that time large quantities of methane are produced. This methane is called as a greenhouse gas, which is responsible for increase in global atmospheric temperatures. So because of this, it causes a climatic change. Okay, so as if suppose amount of greenhouse gas, that is methane gas, is increased in the atmosphere, what will happen? The
Yeah.
temperature changes will occur. So there will be increased humidity. Okay. So dairy
Yeah.
farming is a major global industry and so huge amount of methane are produced. So dairy farming. So dairy farming, it is a what you call? It is a major global industry. Okay. So like in India, if you observe, so there are many villages, right? Many rural places. So wherein people they opt for dairy farming, right? So because of that, so huge amount of methanes are produced. So scientists, they have found that methane production in cows can be reduced by including red algae seaweed
Yeah.
in their diet. So if you introduce red algae seaweed, okay, in their diet, then whatever the in the rumen, okay, whatever the bacteria is doing the work of degrading the cellulose into simple sugars, so that time whatever the amount of methane is produced, so that will be reduced if you introduce the red algae seaweed. Okay, so if you introduce that, so the amount of methane produced will be can be lessened. Okay, so studies to check for any effects on milk and meat quality are ongoing. So if you give them, so this is and the degradation of in the rumen, so bacteria is present, so bacteria will degrade the cellulose into simple sugar. So that time what is happening, methane is methane has been produced. Okay, so this is a natural process. So natural process. Now what scientists are trying to do, because this methane is responsible for the global warming. Okay, so what scientists are doing, so scientists are so as you know in India, so people are like most of the rural area people, they are opting for dairy farming. So they are trying to give them seaweeds. Okay, that is a red algae seaweed. So they are trying to see now if the cow or buffaloes, if they eat this seaweed, that is red algae seaweed in their diet, so what will be the quality? Okay, what will be the quality, what will be the quality effects on the milk as well as the meat? Okay, uh,
Okay.
or they are checking. So this is ongoing studies. So these are the ongoing studies. So animals such as horses and rabbits, they have large sac like structure that is called as cecum. So it is called as, how you pronounce it?
Sisik.
C-A-E, cecum.
Siecum. Yeah, Siecum.
So animals like horses, rabbits, they also have a large sac. Okay, they have a large sac which is called as cecum, which is present at the junction of the large and small intestine. So this cecum, it contains certain bacteria that break down the cellulose. So as in ruminants, they have rectum. Okay, they have rumen. So sorry, they have what? They have rumen. So this rumen, in rumen, what is present? There will be bacteria present, which is helping the cellulose to break down. Okay, so like that in horses and rabbits also, they have the large sac which is called a cecum. In there also bacteria is present. This bacteria will help to break down the cellulose. Okay, so now so from rumen, what is happening, the food is digested and it is passed to reticulum. So whatever the partly digested food is there, but which is chewed. Okay, it is further what it is called as curd, and it is sent back to the mouth of the animal. Okay, it is sent back to the mouth of the animal. Now further what is done, so the next part, omasum, how you call this now?
This one. Umasum.
Omasum. Okay, so omasum, so what happens, the thoroughly chewed food. Now from the reticulum, what is done, from the rumen it is sent to reticulum.
Hmm.
Now from this reticulum, it is sent through the mouth. So from the mouth, it was sent through the food pipe. I'll write your food pipe. Then from food pipe, it was sent to directly first chamber, that is rumen. From rumen, it was sent to reticulum. Okay, from reticulum, it is sent back to again to mouth. Now in mouth, what the animal is doing, it is again chewing back it properly. Okay, so the thoroughly chewed food. Now what is done in the mouth, the food is chewed properly. Okay, thoroughly the food is chewed. Now whatever the thoroughly food, now where the food is present, it is present in the mouth. Now whatever the thoroughly chewed food is there, now what it will do, it will be entered through this omasum. It will be entered through this omasum. Okay, it enters through this omasum. Your excess water is present in the food is absorbed. So whatever the excess water is present, so excess water which is present in the food is absorbed. So excess water present in food is absorbed here. It is absorbed in this omasum. Okay, now from this omasum, the food will enter into the abomasum. uh, Abomasum. Okay, so from this omasum, the food then enters the fourth chamber, that is abomasum. Here the food mixes with the digestive juices. Now here from this omasum, the food is sent to the fourth chamber. Here what is happening? The food is mixed with the digestive juices. Mixed with digestive juices. Okay, secreted by walls. Secreted
Right, walls.
walls of ob abomasum. So it is secreted by the walls of the obomasum. So this is the process what is going on. So from the mouth, okay, it is partially. So what is, so just will brief. So what is done in the mouth? The food is, the animal, it will bite the food. It will chew a little, then it is swallowed by the tongue. Okay, and it is passed to the food pipe. So in the food pipe, what is done? The food pipe, it will just pass the food from the mouth to the stomach. In stomach, there are four chambers: rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum. Now, what happens after the food is passed to the food pipe? It will enter into the first chamber, which is called as rumen. Now, in rumen, what is present? Bacteria is present. Okay, it is a large chamber. It is a first chamber, which is called as rumen, and where bacteria is present. So, what until the, so the animal will go on eating the rumen, that is the ruminant animal. Okay, ruminants will go on eating till the first chamber is filled. Okay, once the first chamber is filled, then the animal, that is ruminant, will stop eating the grass. Now, what is happening in the rumen? Bacteria is present. This bacteria, what it will do? Uh, it will help to degrade the cellulose to simple sugars. Okay, cellulose to simple sugar. Now then what is happening? Whatever the partly produced food is there, that is passed to reticulum. Now in the reticulum, what is happening? Whatever the partly digested food is there, which is called as the curd. So this is sent back again to the mouth. Okay. Now whatever
Mom? Mom? Mom, can you hear me? Mom?
where were we?
In the reticulum.
Just a second. Okay, so from the mouth through the food pipe to the first chamber rumen, from rumen to reticulum. Okay, from reticulum it is sent through the mouth. From mouth again it is sent through. So what is done? So reticulum I said. So reticulum, whatever the partly food is taken, so that food is digest. It is called as curd. So this curd is sent back to the mouth. In mouth, what is happening? Mouth again the food is thoroughly chewed and it is sent back to obasum. What was that?
Abomasum.
Omasum.
Omasum. Omasum.
Okay, omasum. So it is omasum. Okay, omasum. Then omasum, what it is doing? So your whatever the excess water is there. Okay, excess water.
But one thing, like they told, right? Like you told, these cow eating or grass eating animals, they like when they eat the food, they again bring the food and again chew it, right? They chew
Huh,
twice,
huh.
right? But won't it like doesn't that mean vomiting?
No, 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 no.
So
They
that
have that.
does that happen to us also, or only
No, no,
others?
no, no. That only, no, only ruminating animals can do that.
Okay.
Only ruminating animals can do this thing. Okay, only ruminants can have this special because they have a special stomach. I said no in first thing only. They have
Yeah.
a special, you have only one stomach. Now in
Yeah.
this stomach, they are having four chambers. So four chambers are doing their different work. Okay, first it is sent to rumen. Why rumen? Because it is the largest chamber. Okay, till the animal is full. As I said, till the rumen is filled. Now, suppose this is rumen. Till the rumen is filled completely, the animal can go on eating grass. Okay, then he'll understand that, my room, I think my stomach is full, means my rumen is filled. Then he'll stop. Now, later, what it will do when it will sit idle. Okay, now it has finished. After finishing food, will you work? What you'll
Work.
do once your
You'll
stomach is
rest.
full, what you'll rest. So when the cow is at rest, what it will do, it will so this whatever the partly food is there, so what it is done in rumen, so the food, the bacteria which is present in rumen, it will degrade the cellulose. Okay, cellulose into cellulose cannot be degraded by human beings. Okay, it is a large molecule, it is you can say a complex compound. So it cannot be degraded by, it cannot be degraded by any other animals. Only ruminants can degrade the cellulose. Why? Because there is a special type of bacteria which is present. Okay, so human beings and any other animals cannot break this. So because there is a special type of bacteria present in rumen, so it will degrade the cellulose into what? Cellulose into your simple sugars. Now, what is happening there? Okay, then the whatever the partly food is there, which is digested, is sent to reticulum. Now, in reticulum, whatever the partly food is there, it is called as curd. From this reticulum, it is sent back to the mouth, where the food is thoroughly chewed, and then it is sent directly to omasum. Okay, in omasum, what it is doing, whatever the excess water is present in this food, okay, it is absorbed. Now from this omasum, it is sent through,
Yeah.
where it is sent?
It's into the
Abomasum.
Abama.
Okay, abomasum. So it is sent through abomasum. Now in abomasum, what is happening? Whatever the digestive juices which are released by the inner walls of this abomasum, it is mixed. Okay, and so the food will enter through this fourth chamber, that is abomasum, and here the food, it gets mixes with the digestive juices which is secreted by the inner walls of this abomasum. So this is a fourth chamber. So this is your second step, that is digestion. So we have seen ingestion and digestion. Understood till here?
Yeah.
Any doubts?
No.
Okay. So next we are going to see what is absorption and assimilation. Okay. Now what is absorption? So absorption, the digested food is then passed into the small intestine. So as in our stomach, the once the food is digested, what it is happening? It is passed. Okay, it is passed to the small intestine where further digestion takes place. So in small intestine, so from the stomach, the food is passed into the digested food, passed through small intestine. It is passed to small intestine, okay, where further digestion takes place. Now here, what is happening? Digestive juices are released. Okay, digestive juices from liver and pancreas. From liver and pancreas are released. Okay. The simple nutrients formed by digestion are absorbed here. So whatever the simple nutrients which are released, okay, which are formed by digestion. So simple nutrients are formed by digestion are absorbed here. Okay, it is absorbed here. So whatever, so from the stomach, okay, that is after the whatever the four chambers are there of the stomach. So after their functioning, the food is, digestive food is sent to the small intestine where the further digestion is taking place. The food is then sent through what? It is mixed with the digestive juices which is released from the liver and pancreas, and here whatever the food, okay, from this the simple nutrients which are formed by digestion are absorbed here. Okay, now it is sent through assimilation. So next process is assimilation. What is assimilation process? The absorbed nutrients, what is happening now? The absorbed nutrients should be passed through the various organ, right? So absorb nutrients, whatever the absorbed nutrients are there, they should be passed through two different organs, two different organs through blood, okay, through blood, where they use to synthesize useful products. So from this, they can synthesize the different important products. Okay. So this is a simulation process. A simulation means what? Whatever the absorbed nutrients are there, they should be passed to different organs. So this different organs can produce or synthesize different products. Okay. Now last is what? Next, last is egestion. Egestion, whatever the digested food is there, it enters into the undigested food, then enters into the large intestine. Okay, whatever the undigested food is there, it will enter into the large intestine. What the large intestine will do, as in humans, they will just absorb the water. So from the large intestine, whatever the water is there in the food, it will be absorbed by the large intestine. Okay, and then the undigested food is finally excreted out of the body through anus. Okay, so this is the pathway of your nutrition in grass eating animals. Okay, is it clear?
Yeah.
So this much. So in this topic, you have nutrition in amoeba. First, we have seen what is heterotrophic nutrition in animals, that is holozoic. We have seen different type of ingestion processes. What is holozoic nutrition? We have seen that. Okay, holozoic nutrition. So we have seen different type of nutrition in amoeba, nutrition in humans, and then lastly, nutrition in that is grass-eating animals. Any doubts?
No. No doubts.
Okay. So which is the next chapter we are going to take?
I don't know next chapter because they're still in the start for the next chapter. So I'll just
Confirm. Okay, you have another week because we'll be meeting directly on next Tuesday. Okay, so you have a week. So by Saturday, you can tell me. Okay, so by Saturday, you can just tell me which topic and you can send the notes on the group. Okay.
okay.
Okay then. So I'll end your, we'll meet in the next.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye. Thank you.